know that wedding do not only come with glitz and glamour, but it also comes with the baggage of debt, like peer pressure, depression, and debt. Now, I'm not talking about your own weddings. I'm talking about when when you get invited for your weddings, your friends' weddings. I'll get right into all of that. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Tara, and I think I figured out what my channel is going to be about. I love to talk about money. I love to talk about my journey with money. I love to talk about my journey in business. So I think I'll stick around that for a little bit and see how it goes. So welcome back guys, and do not forget to subscribe and like this video. Okay, so let's get right into it. I remember back then, the very first time I started staying alone was between, I think it was 2017 or 2018. I think it was 27 then, so it was 2017. I had this very beautiful apartment. It was back then in Lagos. In Lagos, we call it a mini flat. So it's like a hall and then the room, and then you have your bath and you have your kitchen. So we call it mini flat in Lagos. While here in Ghana, we call it chamber and hall. Yeah, so a mini, nice, beautiful apartment. So yes, that was the very first time I stayed on my own. I was paying rent and all of that. And then my habits with money was so ridiculous, man. It was very, very ridiculous. I was so careless with money. Yes, I was making money, but at the same time, I was super, super careless with money. You know, as entrepreneurs, the mistakes we make in the beginning is not recording our expenses or not writing down our expenses and knowing our exact income. So the very first mistake, the very first bad habit with money is not writing down your expenses and then knowing what you truly earn. So this period I was spending spontaneously. I was buying things. I was not really recording what I was spending on. I would take myself out on dates. I was going out with friends. So it was not a wise decision, because this way, I did not know I was causing harm, because guess what? My expenses was way more than my income. Because as an entrepreneur, I had money coming in from my small businesses, but I was not paying myself. So I was just spending, and I'll just tell myself, oh, I'll make sale. And so it was hurting the business, it was hurting me, and it was keeping me broke. Yeah, so what I did to correct this was I started paying myself a little amount, and I wrote down my expenses. I broke it down to what I spend on my drinking water, to light bills, to food, to those ridiculous self-dates. Don't get me wrong, self-care is beautiful, but you see, my British accent had to come out. So yes, self-care is very, very beautiful, but when it's causing harm to your finances, it's going to keep you broke. So yes, it was causing harm. And then I had to write these things down. And then I realized that I was spending more than I was earning. So how could I have moved forward? So I was broke. I continued with the habit for over a year, and it took me right down to square one. My finances took a deep dive, and I learned from it the hard way. So yes, guys, so the very first thing you ought not to do is you not writing down your expenses and knowing what your income is as well. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get right into the very second habit that will keep you broke, that kept me broke, if you continue in this habit. So let's go to step number 2, or habit number 2. So this one, I think I talked about it in my last video. You totally don't want to just go about your day or your life without having a routine. Trust me. A routine will be created for you if you do not plan your own routine. So this way, you don't do things spontaneously, you don't spend spontaneously, you don't go to places spontaneously. If you know you're not doing movie night on a particular week, then you don't spend for movie nights, right? So you not planning your routine will make you go broken. Now, if you know what you have to do, if you know where you have to go, this way you're more productive and you are more disciplined. Because wherever you go, I don't know where you live in the world, but wherever you go, you end up spending money. Whatever you do that is not planned, you end up spending money. Sometimes it might even be up to the food you eat. If you do not plan what you have to eat, what you have to cook, you don't plan these things out. I know sometimes it can be very, very stressful trying to plan and do all of these things. But if you want to get out from that broke nature or that broke era, you have to definitely have a routine and try as much as possible to stick to it. Now, it might be a little bit difficult if you want to plan your whole month on what to do in details. So what I do is, practically from my experience, is before I go to bed, I make a to-do list of what I want to do the next day. Okay, so today I have a spa date. It's not a spa date. A friend booked a spa for me, so I knew it wasn't a surprise, honest truth. He asked me when I was going to be free because he knows how I plan my routines and all of that. So he asked me, what day in the week are you going to be free? And I fixed it for today because I know today, within the hours that I already told him, I would be free. So after this video, I'll be going for my massage. All right, so because the more time you waste, the more money you waste as well. So have a routine, have a plan as to how your day will go. So the previous day before you go to bed, you can write a list of what, like, in priorities, what you have to do. I had things I wanted to do this morning. I had done them. Now I'm here. I'm getting ready. I just said I should make this video before I go have my massage at the spa. So yeah, so have a routine. So a routine is not created for you unconsciously, right? So it's going to help you be disciplined and to stay focused. So let's get right into the third habit that kept me broke this while. And the third one here is not having a saving habit. Now, some people have they know how to save, but at the end of the day, they break into their savings. So this is what happened to me during that year. I started staying alone. I love the holidays. I love Christmas. Oh my goodness. If you know me, you know how much I love Christmas. I love the decorations. I love the fact that it's the holiday, you get time to spend with your family. I love the food, like a lot of food going around during that time. So, you know what, guys? During the holidays, once it's Christmas, I just take out this, like I just start spending. I'm going here, I'm buying this clothes. And this year I had to put pen to paper on how much I had spent. That's festive period. And I realized that I took out from my business in 2018 about 300,000 naira just to spend for Christmas. So ridiculous. My business suffered for it. I did not plan for it. So what I did to help me get back into the saving habit and culture was to automate my savings. So back then I used to use Cowrywise and Piggy Bank. I don't know if that's what they're still called, but I'll check and put it up here. So I used to use them to automate my savings. But the most important thing that I did was tying a goal to what I was saving. So now the first type of savings, the goal I set was Christmas. So I called it Christmas. So since I already know that I had spent over 300,000 naira in that year, so I told myself that, okay, I want to be self-disciplined. So the next day I'm going to spend maybe just 250,000 naira, but I didn't want to take it out in bulk from my business. So what I did was I was automating my savings every week. So from the beginning of that year, what I did specifically was to save about 3,000 naira every week. So it was a small amount. I was getting they were taking it from my account every week, and then at the end of the month they had taken a certain amount. So I tied it to Christmas. I knew I wanted to enjoy my Christmas. I knew I'd like to go out with friends. I'd like to do a few things. So I tied it to that particular goal. So that year, when it was Christmas, I broke the savings, and it felt good that I had disciplined myself. Although with that savings plan, I had already locked the money. If I was to break it, I think I would lose some interest. So it helped me to be more disciplined. So I'd already locked the money, and then I knew that, okay, I was going to spend it during Christmas. So that Christmas, it felt so fulfilling, and I felt like, yes, I had done something great because I had disciplined myself and I had saved up to that very moment that I needed the money. So moving forward, what I started doing was tying my saving to a goal. So I started small and then I continued from there. So always having a savings, but start small. Don't say, oh, I want to save this huge amount that you've never saved before. You might fall on the way. So start small and then you build to something big. Maybe it might be travel plans, it might be wedding, it might be for a car, things like that. So you start small and then you build it up. So always tie your savings to a goal. If you do not have a savings plan, it's going to keep you broke and nothing to fall back on. So let's get right into this one. This one is so juicy. This one kept me broke. Oh my God, that year, I remember 2017. This particular habit kept me broke. Weddings, guys. Weddings. I attended the most weddings in my life that year. I was tired. I attended a whole lot of weddings. I don't know if you're in Nigeria that year. We had a lot of people choosing the color mint green. Oh my goodness, everybody wanted to wear mint green. Hold on, guys. So that year, 2017, I don't know if you remember. Why do I have this accent? So I don't know if you guys remember. That year, a lot of people chose mint green, green as their wedding colors. I think I attended about 12 or over. I traveled out of Lagos, out of Nigeria. I also came to Ghana for a wedding that year. But I spent so much and it was so ridiculous looking back at it. So now the peer pressure of wanting to feel among or be with your peers and look like your peers during Nigerian weddings is keeping you broke. It is for sure keeping you broke and stagnant. Right. So that year, I had, I think there was this month I had 3 weddings to attend. I bought all the asoebi. In Nigeria, asoebi is like this fabric the bride or the couple sell. And sometimes they sell it at a ridiculous amount. Sometimes it makes sense, but they sell it way above market price to give their ceremony, to make the ceremony more colorful and to give it more class. I don't know, but yeah. So asoebi is very popular both in Nigeria and Ghana now. So that year, there was this particular month I went for about 3 weddings. I got the fabrics. I paid tailor to sew the fabrics, and then I went to these weddings. Some of these weddings, I'm not even sure I took pictures of the bride and groom. I'm not even sure I still talk to the bride and groom, the bride or the groom. Total waste of time, total waste of money, just because I want to feel among, or I want to feel like I have arrived, or I want to feel this level of I don't know, this social class thing. But to me, looking back, it didn't make sense. Okay, would I have still attended all those weddings? Maybe not. But what I would have done that year was wearing the same cloth I've worn for a wedding to another one. It's my cloth. I don't know why. Sometimes we just feel like because I've worn the dress before, I don't want to wear it again. It is my dress, and I can wear it however I choose. So the mindset of not wanting to repeat a cloth, and you're not a celebrity, even if you're a celebrity, some of them still repeat what they wear. But you see the mindset of not wanting to repeat what you've worn before, you want to look more elegant, you want to it's just keeping you broke. Wear what you have. Style it in the best way you can, but look good. You see the peer pressure of attending weddings and you want to wear the asoebi and all of that. I attended just two weddings last year. I wore what I have worn before. I'm going to put the pictures up here. I wore what I've worn before and I still looked beautiful. I love the way I looked. I love the way I feel. I love my level of self-confidence. So it doesn't matter. I know, yeah, sometimes you want to follow trends and all, but if you cannot conveniently afford it, stay away from it. These things I did. I even traveled for even cousin's wedding I shouldn't have attended. I attended with their mint green asoebi color. I paid my transport money. I did all of that. Meanwhile, I've just sent them maybe some 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira. Say, oh, I can't attend your wedding. This is because at the end of the day, I don't think I'm even talking to some of them. It wasn't worth it, right? So these things kept me broke. When I mean broke, when you go to your bank statement and you check description of what you have spent money on, and you ask yourself, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? So I'm not asking you not to go for weddings. I'm not asking you not to buy asoebi, but these are the things I did that kept me broke. So ask yourself, can you really afford the asoebi you're trying to buy, or you just want to keep up with social status. If you know it is hurting you financially, or it will hurt you financially in the long run, wear what you have. Just wear what you have. Style it in a very beautiful way, and you're still going to look beautiful. After that day, all the guys that will see you might not even remember what you wore. Even if they remember what you wore, they'll go to another wedding and there'll also be another best dress there. So just calm down. If you cannot afford it, do away with it. Learn from me, oh, learn from me. So okay, so this particular habit kept me broke. You see, being spontaneous is a very good thing. YOLO, you only live once. You want to do what you can now that you're still young. You want to do all of this. It is so beautiful. But if it is hurting you financially, if you know that you cannot afford these things, guys, come on, just stop it. Trying to keep up with friends was one habit that kept me broke that year. That wonderful broke year. Keeping up with friends. A friend with her boyfriend would say, oh, we want to go out on a date. Would you want to come along? And because maybe I like the movie that is showing, I'll be like, let's go. I'll pay for my movies. I'll pay for popcorn. I'll pay for food. What I did not plan for. Or sometimes, oh, there's this new joint that just came around this place. Let's go check it out. It wasn't planned for. And I'd be like, oh, okay, let's go. I get an Uber. With all the traffic, the Uber fare is increasing. There was this night. I'm not a fan of concerts. I don't go for concerts, except it's a church concert. So I don't know how to. I just feel like it's so stressful. You get to stand, people shouting. I don't know the music. So there was this particular evening. My friend got ticket to, I'm not going to mention the artist's name. I don't think it's relevant. Or should I? So I think it was Mayor Kun's album listening or something, or concert. I do not know. Mayor Kun. Yes, it was Mayor Kun. Yeah. So my friend got like some VIP ticket, and she was like, oh, let's go for it. I was like, oh, okay. I was not really excited, but because I wanted to keep up appearance, or I don't want her to feel like, oh, she already had like free VIP ticket, and it meant a lot to her. Excuse me. It meant a lot to her, but to me, I know Mayor Kun, I don't know his songs. I'm not a fan of concerts, you understand? But she really liked him, or likes him, I don't know. So we went for it. I was stuck in traffic. I ended up using close to 9,000 naira for my Uber fare. I got to the place. It was like a bar. Like we were outside the bar for a while before we went to I don't know if it was album listening, before we went in there. So I had to pay for my drink, some expensive drink I did not even like. I had to pay for the drink, and then we went back inside, and everybody was singing. I was tired. My legs were hurting me. I did not know the songs. I just wanted to just keep up with my friends, and I ended up spending some outrageous money for that 6 or 7 hours thing that I did not enjoy. So trying to keep up with friends. Oh, there's this new restaurant. Oh, have you tried this new place? Oh, there's this dress. There's this designer. Stop trying to keep up with friends if you know you cannot afford it. Okay, well, I'm advising myself, or I advise myself. So you can choose to take it or leave it. But these things will hurt your finances in the long run. If it is not planned for, you see that place that just opened up, they'll still be there. And if they close up, fine, there'll be a new place. So you can add it to your plan. Okay, visit a new restaurant once in 2 months, once in a month. It depends on how big your income is. Keep it in your plan. And when it is time, you know you have money saved or set aside to do that. It is cool to be spontaneous. But if you cannot afford it, please be spontaneous and just walk to your bus stop and come back. Be spontaneous and do what you can afford. That might not necessarily mean you spending a lot of money. You can just say, okay, let me go to the beach. Let me do something that will not hurt my finances, right? So this thing kept me broke. I wish and I pray that you learn from my experience. So this is the very last one. I don't know if I've said 5, but I would go through the video and I will see what I have said. So this is the very last one, and I think I'm still adjusting into it. Not buying items in bulk. So back then when I was staying alone, when I was staying in my very first apartment, I was not buying items in bulk. 2018, that year, so beautiful. I wasn't buying items in bulk. You know, if you live in Lagos, you have people down your streets that sell almost everything you want to buy. If you want to cook quick meal. You just go, you buy rice, you buy oil, you buy this, you buy that, you buy a bag of pure water, you buy tissue paper, you buy detergent. You're just buying. Every 2 days you're going to that woman's shop, you're buying, you're buying, you're buying. So there was this month I had to put pen to paper again to see, because I was tracking my finances. It just felt like I was going around circle. I wasn't moving forward in my business. So I just wanted to know what was going on. So I started writing everything I was buying. Every 3 days, every 2 days, I always have something to buy from that lady I was buying, and she had a lot in the shop. And at the end of the month, it was so ridiculous. Why was I spending this amount of on food, on water, on toiletries? And I'm not even saying the items I buy. So not buying this item in bulk will keep you broke. So what I started doing was, once I receive my income at the end of the month, I go to the market and then I buy them in bulk. Even to my water. Okay, in Nigeria, we drink pure water. I think here in Ghana too, we drink pure water. So I buy pure water that will last me for 2 weeks, and then they come to supply again. So instead of going to buy one, I just buy the bag. It might be 3 or 4 bags, and then I use it for maybe 10 days, 2 weeks. It depends on how I use it or how I drink it. It just depends. If the weather is so hot, it might last for 2 weeks or less. It depends. But it was way better than going to that woman's shop to just buy 1, 2, 3. You understand what I'm saying? So I started buying in bulk. I make sure I go to the market at the end of the month. So I was able to save almost 40% on grocery. 40 whooping percent on groceries alone. Toiletries and all of that, and even food. So accumulatively about 40%. But you see, this was causing more harm than good to my business. No, not my business. I'm so used to that phrase. To my finances, and it kept me broke. So I hope with this few lessons of mine, if you like, you can take 1 or 2 and apply it to your own life, and you might just stay out of this broke habits and increase your finances in this year 2023. So I'm off to have my massage, and at the end of this video I'm going to let you all know where I went for my massage and how I felt after the massage and all of that. So thank you all, and do let me know in the comment section if you have anything concerning finances, money you would want me to talk about, or anything at all. I don't have a lot of subscribers right now, so I need ideas for videos. So thank you all for your support, and for the few people that have been watching my videos, thank you. And do not forget to share, tell your friends about my channel. I have to grow this year. Bye guys, see you all in my next video. I'm beautiful. So here at Aya Naturals, such a very serene and beautiful environment. It's super nice. It's super nice. So I enjoyed every inch and ounce of it. I think I'll be visiting them soon again. This is my 3rd time here. The first and second time I paid for it myself, and then now Kutsi, my friend, he booked it for me, and super nice. So